Apocalypse 2016 shut down the banks. Targets: Bank for International Settlements, central banks, Federal Reserve, Rothschild banks, Bank of England, Nasdaq, London Stock Exchange. List of banks and IP addresses. Remember to use VPN. It is clear as crystal that the root of all evil is exactly that, and those and whom it is blooming are the enemy of humanity. The bankers are the problem. The bankers manufacture recessions and depressions to exert a greater control over social and political structures. The bankers create and finance the wars on both sides of the conflicts. The bankers orchestrate famine, poverty, and want. The bankers control the policies that control the media and the education system that is operated to maintain ignorance in the public so that they can be shorn like sheep. The bankers launder the drug money and keep drugs illegal. The bankers are the problem. The international banker is the scum of the earth, and they have to be brought to account. What will accomplish this? There are several possibilities. One of them is a real run on Wall Street, where the public goes into their offices and dispenses frontier justice on their person. The other is some kind of cosmic intrusion of forces that I will not begin to speculate on. And the other is some kind of financial miracle in which they actually wind up broke, but I don't know how something like that would work. The most likely is a combination of the first two, where the second channels through the first. Once the cost of food, lodging, and fuel hits a certain point, the public will be universally galvanized by the force that builds up from the pressure of their asses against the wall. We can be there in a few days. Once the system begins to collapse, it will have its own speed of free fall and things will move at a spectacular rate of change. It will be like the way weather can suddenly transform in the South Seas. At the point when this begins to occur, the probability of global conflict will accelerate to maximum thrust. This is the primary truth of our imperial currency activity. When the money goes south, violent attention goes east. Yes, maybe it all will just limp along on crutches while plastered with band-aids, but that goes contrary to the mathematics. You can spread the numbers only so thinly, or you can only press them together so much, and you're going to get holes appearing in the net all over the place. Or you're going to get implosion. Do I have any idea what I am talking about? It is possible that I do not. There is an area where allegorical poetry gains a mystical influx of metaphysical certainty that is no different from the theoretical physics, where theory is just another word for things we don't want to accept as inevitable. Maybe freedom is just another word for no one left to screw. It stands to reason that sooner or later the public will have no further option but to declare open season on the bankers. They'll be hunted down as the be-all end-all of everything dangerous and wrong. They are a plague and a pestilence as bad as any epidemic. They are the whiskey and yellow blankets on the reservations of ordinary life. They are anthrax masquerading as sweet hello. They are the long-standing source of the majority of humanity's problems, and they have little competition except for the ubiquitous presence of ignorance and impossible dreams. Whoever these bankers are, shut down the banks. #op Icarus #op get the bankers #op biz. It has been said that humanity is not an end in itself but rather a means to an end. We have shown the world our strength to deny ignorance, overcome adversity, fight oppression, and even the power to throw a wrench in the system that perpetuates it. We are enslaved within a matrix of institutions with the illusion that each stands alone, each fighting for power, for profits, for the scraps on the table that represent humanity's dwindling resources. In reality, however, these institutions, the arms industries, banking and other financial institutions, government intelligence agencies and countless others have formed what was once a clandestine coalition whose corruption and avarice have become increasingly transparent due to wikileaks and the efforts of Anonymous. This coalition seeks the preservation and the perpetuation of the powers that be, and this octopus operates through the tentacles of the IMF, the Federal Reserve and the World Bank, masterminded by think tanks such as the Bilderberg Group and the Council on Foreign Relations. The puppets of the powers that be include the President of the United States and his cabinet, and through them they are able to repress the freedom of information and with it the free and open exchange of ideas which are fundamental to the existence and operations of Anonymous, and the ability to see beyond the veil of secrecy from which the powers that be stand behind. But where does the power behind the throne lie? Within the global financial system, centered within the New York Stock Exchange and Bank of England. They feel secure in their ivory tower built on the broken backs of the laborers of the world, for what are their subjects but human? All too human. In humanity lies the restraints of pity and mercy, driven by fear. But we are not merely human. Anonymous is something much more, for we possess neither fear nor mercy. It is time to show the world the true power and the true face of the faceless, the nameless and the ghosts of society. Like Icarus, the powers that be have flown too close to the sun, and the time has come to set the wings of their empire ablaze and watch the system their power relies on come to a grinding halt and come crashing down around them. We must strike at the heart of their empire by once again throw a wrench into the machine, but this time we face a much bigger target, the global financial system. This time our target is the New York Stock Exchange and Bank of England. This is a call to arms, my brothers who for too long have stood for nothing but have criticized everything. Stand now, behind the banner of free men against the tyrannical matrix of institutions that oppose us. Ready your weapons and aim them at the New York Stock Exchange and Bank of England. This is the operation to end all others. Innocent people may stand to lose something from this, but the powers that be stand to lose much more. Bring the rain, brothers. We are Anonymous. We are Legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.